All right, guys. Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson took the podium and he had some things to say about 12. Yes, that's right. Ben Johnson had things to say about Shadur Sanders and his Cleveland Browns team. I'm not too sure how much he believes that Shedeur is legit. We got to get into the comments he had. Let's not waste any time. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. Let's get right into what Ben Johnson had to say about Shedeur Sanders.
With a new quarterback, you can feel their offense picking it up a little bit. He's a dangerous player, and their defense, it's top three defense. I mean, they're really good. Team speed off the charts, and it shows up. We're going to have a challenge here to move the ball and score points on our side. So looking forward to coming back to home. Feels like we haven't played at Soldier in a while, so hopefully we'll get a good home crowd and get that feeling going again. So I'll go ahead and open it up from there.
And with Ozzie this week, knowing the challenge that he'll face with Myles Garrett, what is the key to setting him up for success, both schematically and then preparing him sort of psychologically for the challenge that's there?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's every week that he does a great job of just hitting that reset button and coming in and focused on his technique and his fundamentals. And he's a very conscious player. He's very aware of what's going on, who he's going against, where his help is, and he tries to use it that way. So not our first time that we've gone against a dynamic pass rusher. Certainly this guy is, he might be on another level than anybody else in this league right now.
He is.
We've gone against Crosby and Hutchinson and Micah now, and so this is the next one, and we'll certainly have a plan and be aware of how we can help, not just Ozzie, but it's also Darnell as well, because the scheme that they run is a little bit different. It's that wide nine where, I mean, these guys are in sprinter mode and they're looking to go right to that launch point at the quarterback and every single snap. And if we happen to hand the ball off, then they'll try to tackle the ball carrier along the way. But, I mean, it is their intent to get to the quarterback. That entire defensive line is pretty good.
It's like, what distinguishes him from those other defensive ends or edge rushers that you just mentioned? Like, what are his superpowers?
Yeah, he's just a complete player. I think when you look at the size and strength and speed, it's just a unique package where he really has it all. I mean, he's very strong. He's got that bull rush that can take a tackle and put him on roller skates and walk him right back into the quarterback, which happens quite a bit because every team that you see on tape, I mean, they have a plan for him to slow him down, and yet the chip gets off of him and he just still walks that tackle on back into the quarterback. And so he does a great job with that. And then, heaven forbid you ever leave him one-on-one, and that's really where, he shows up. He's almost unblockable that way in pass protection. So a lot of respect for him. He's done an incredible job. And, just to look at the number of double teams, triple teams that you see on tape, and yet he still has 20 sacks on the season. It's pretty remarkable, and it's a special season for him, no doubt.
And it's been short of kind of the typical platitudes, the take it one day at a time stuff. Was there anything you learned specifically about how to handle a playoff race the last couple of years when you were in Detroit?
Not so much. It's just a matter of maintaining focus, and it's something as a coaching staff that we try to preach to our guys. And I think we got a good group of leaders that they keep the main thing as we've been talking about. And so it helps when the younger players are hearing that constantly, that they do the best that they can to avoid the distractions. I think it's harder now, this day and age, than ever before. It's so easy to get caught up on what's being said outside of the building. But we just try to keep the focus on how we see it, the truth that we see it, and how we can continue to get better. There's a number of things that we did on Sunday that we need to clean up, and we can, and we know we are better than what we put on tape in a number of areas. And so that's really where we're striving to improve is cleaning that stuff up, and we'll focus on that.
We've heard you tell us that excuse me. Wow, geez, excuse me. We've heard you tell us that 11 wins is kind of what you had circled for entry into the tournament. We've heard players repeat that to us. Is that something that you guys have talked about in meetings? Is there a fine line between, okay, this is what's in front of us versus, not talk about it too much, that sort of thing?
We have goals, and we know what's out in front of us, and so it's just that awareness that every game matters. Every game matters, and that's where this week, you go from an emotional rivalry game like we just played. This week is equally important. We need this win. We desperately need this win.
Ben, what attributes have you seen in Shadur Sanders, and does he remind you of anyone, either personality-wise or what you see on film?
No, I think he's doing a great job as a rookie. He was able to sit in and soak in that offense over the course of the spring and the summer.
Okay,
and,
he talking 12. Okay.
early in the season, and you can tell that that's probably benefited him to a degree because now he's able to go out there and let it loose. He does a great job of extending the play and creating on his own as well. So I think Stefanski does a phenomenal job.
That's where we go wrong, Ben Johnson. That dude is sabotaging.
He's played with not only Shedeur but also the other rookie quarterback, and I think he does what he can to help those guys develop and find some easy completions to get them in a rhythm and get them going. And they're dangerous players. I mean, they can get hot and make you hurt in a hurry. So last 3 weeks, you kind of feel a little bit of a spark there on offense with Shadur out there.
And when you look at what you've accomplished or what you've set up, put in place in your first year, what are some things that you see infrastructure?
He said, you see a spark out there with Shedeur Sanders, a spark you did not. Let's not play no games. We didn't see no spark with Dillon Gabriel. We didn't see any of this with Dillon Gabriel. And that's one of the more that's the real fireable offense here, is the fact that you wasted so much of the season by not giving Shadur a legitimate chance when you lied and claimed that this was going to be a quarterback competition and all of these things. And now it's almost, the season's done. We want to see what 12 got. But Ben Johnson talked about a spark that has been there the last 3 weeks with Shadur. And you could have had this for the entirety of the season. Or at least you could have, even if you wanted to roll with Joe Flacco and then had Shadur as the backup to where, Joe Flacco played the first 4 games and then we got Shadur in. You would have gave you a longer runway, more of an opportunity to really see what he can do, and more of an opportunity to be winning games, to be competitive in these games. You weren't even competitive in a lot of these games with Dillon Gabriel. Wasn't even competitive. So that is why this is just a fireable offense all the way around. Ben Johnson had positive words for Shedeur Sanders, and that is a great, great thing to see. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about what Ben Johnson had to say. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.